On a charged morning in May, a federal courtroom in New York became the focus of worldwide interest as actor Jamie Foxx took the stand in a case involving Sean "Diddy" Combs, who was once thought to be a close companion. Foxx's statements are anticipated to illuminate serious accusations circulating within Hollywood's entertainment scene, where issues of power and financial sway are under examination in this probe. "I hang out with Pete Diddy quite a bit. Sean, Puffy Combs and I have a great time together. We party and I affectionately call him Black Gatsby." Jamie Foxx joked about his partying days with Diddy in his Netflix comedy special, Jamie Foxx, What It Happened Was, currently available for streaming. The actor and comedian has finally opened up about his recovery journey following a near-fatal stroke last year, which sparked various conspiracy theories online. A friendship of 20 years came crashing down in no time. What did Jamie Foxx reveal that left Diddy reeling and unable to bounce back? Hollywood has never seen a betrayal of this magnitude before. Once, Jamie Foxx and Sean "Diddy" Combs were inseparable at elite, exclusive events. Their nights were filled with glitzy promises of change, accompanied by clinking glasses, where secrets were exchanged for silence, and fame often came at the expense of one's integrity. Yet in the starkness of the federal courtroom, devoid of stage lights, music, or humor, Jamie took the witness stand dressed in a somber gray suit, armed with the one thing Diddy dreaded the most: the truth. "I know he poisoned Jamie Foxx, and Jamie reported him to the FBI because of it. That's a fact." No longer the dazzling star known for glamorous roles, and no longer the trusted brother, today Jamie stands as the one dismantling all illusions. His testimony holds enough significance to potentially keep Diddy from ever experiencing freedom again. What did Jamie witness during those extravagant nights of revelry? What compelled him to betray the big brother who once helped propel him to fame? Most importantly, is Jamie the key figure in unraveling the corrupt empire Diddy has built over the past 2 decades? This isn't fiction, it's real life, and soon you'll hear disclosures that Hollywood has spent millions attempting to conceal for the last 20 years. Some may label me a traitor, but remaining silent would make me complicit. For 2 decades, I chose to ignore the reality, turning a blind eye and feigning ignorance because I benefited from that corrupt system too. But today, I choose to speak the truth. Jamie paused, taking a deep breath and scanning the courtroom, before fixing his gaze on Diddy. Even then, Diddy stared back, his intense eyes narrowing as if trying to intimidate Jamie despite the barrier of the witness stand between them. The allegations of human trafficking, extortion, and violence have captured the world's attention. However, no one expected Jamie Foxx, who was once a close companion and brother to Diddy during their peak, to testify. As Jamie walked into the courtroom, an eerie silence enveloped the room. His hands shook, his eyes were red, but his voice remained strong and determined. "I'm here to expose the evil that's been hiding in plain sight. I've witnessed what Diddy has done, not just to me, but also to Cassie and many others." That statement hit like a rock thrown into a calm lake, stirring shockwaves throughout Hollywood. Jamie Foxx, who used to shine brightly beside Diddy at extravagant events, was now there to condemn the man he once called a friend. What led him to take such a bold step? What motivated a star like Jamie with a rich career to jeopardize everything? For the sake of honesty? "I just didn't want you to see me in that light, man. I wanted you to see me laughing, enjoying life, partying, cracking jokes, making movies, doing shows. I didn't want to show you the darker side. You know how staying silent sometimes leads to chaos. Some claimed I was blind, but as you can see, my eyes are wide open. I'm not a clone. I'm here on this earth because of some incredible people, and more importantly, because of God." To grasp the situation, we must rewind to 2004 when Jamie entered Diddy's chaotic world and began to realize that the glamorous parties everyone envied were actually a descent into darkness. I started hanging out with Sean Combs in 2004, thinking I had the chance to change my life by mingling with a music icon. But I was mistaken. What I experienced was nothing short of a nightmare. Sean Combs isn't human. He's a monster. In 2004, Jamie Foxx was at the height of his fame. His stunning portrayal in Ray not only established him as a Hollywood star, but also turned him into a symbol of extraordinary talent and tenacity. Yet beneath the glittering lights, Jamie found himself trapped in the ominous swirl of Sean Diddy. Combs' universe, a world filled with extravagant parties, unrestrained power, and dark deeds masked by glimmer and glamour. "This party costs $1.5 million, he said. "For what? What do you mean?" I replied. He answered, "It takes $1.5 million to throw this event." I exclaimed, "Puff, oh my God, I love it. The party is unbelievable." "Yes, even the mayor is here, but that's way too much money." I told him that if he came to my place in LA, I would host a party for $400 that could compete with this one. He got a bit upset because he was like, "Hey, don't play me. I'm known for this." Today, in this historic courtroom, Jamie Foxx steps up, bearing the emotional weight of his past and armed with sharp evidence to reveal Diddy's true nature. He's not just a music mogul, he's a predatory figure who has ruined countless lives, including his own. Jamie was a key attendee at Diddy's notorious white parties and outrageous events. These gatherings were filled with excess and danger, a space where music thrived, million-dollar deals were made, and where you mingled with entertainment's most powerful figures. As Jamie testified, his voice quivered, memories flooding back, vividly. Being invited by Diddy felt like a dream come true, a ticket into Hollywood's elite circle. Jamie once experienced immense pride, feeling he had reached the pinnacle of his career. However, within just 6 months, that dream turned into a terrifying nightmare. During one of Diddy's infamous freak-off parties at his grand mansion, Jamie and Cassie Ventura, Diddy's girlfriend at the time, were led into a secret room. I was in that tunnel. It was suffocatingly hot. I wondered if I was heading to the wrong place in that haze. Looking down the tunnel, I thought I saw something sinister, wondering if it was Diddy. The glamorous lights and laughter of high society vanished, replaced by a dark reality filled with violence, drugs, young women coerced into submission, and pills that disconnected them from reality. I witnessed Diddy violently attacking Cassie, Jamie recalled, his voice heavy with emotion. He made her be with others, even me. I refused, but Cassie's eyes silently begged for rescue. That look will forever haunt me. A wave of disgust washed over Jamie as he tried to fit in, yet each party drew him further into the dark side of showbiz. The tipping point came when he saw Diddy consistently assaulting Cassie, using violence to assert control. Unable to bear it anymore, Jamie confronted, Diddy firmly stating, "I'm done with this. This isn't for me." Diddy responded with a chilling grin, saying, "You think you can just walk away? You'll regret this." Jamie dismissed the threat, thinking it was just bravado, but he couldn't have been more mistaken. By the end of 2004, Jamie Foxx's life took a dark turn when his grandmother, Esther Marie Thalley, who raised him and encouraged him to pursue his dreams and face challenges head-on, unexpectedly passed away. In a New York courtroom, as he spoke about her, Jamie's voice trembled and tears filled his eyes. "She meant everything to me. She was my guiding light, shaping my identity." Deep in his sorrow, Jamie sought comfort from Diddy, someone he had once regarded as a friend. However, during a drunken moment, Diddy laughed cruelly and coldly remarked, "You think your grandma died of natural causes? You thought you could just walk away from me that easily?" At that instant, Jamie froze, feeling his world shatter. Consumed by rage, he attacked Diddy, striking him hard in the face and shouting, "My grandmother was innocent! Why would you do this?" Diddy merely sneered back, saying, "You're a fool, Jamie. Anyone who crosses me pays a price." Those words burned into Jaime's memory, revealing Diddy not only as a powerful figure, but as a malevolent force willing to destroy anyone who opposed him. This incident marked a pivotal moment in Jaime's life, awakening him to the reality of Diddy's cruelty. Alongside Cassie, who also suffered under Diddy's tyranny, Jaime embarked on a risky mission to gather evidence in secret. Every piece of documentation, every recorded conversation, and every disturbing memory of those grotesque parties became part of their arsenal. Jaime was aware of the dangers ahead. Diddy would go to great lengths to eliminate any threats to his empire. Yet, driven by the grief of losing his grandmother, anger at such evil, and sympathy for victims like Cassie, Jaime transformed from a broken man into a quiet warrior ready to fight for justice, believing it might be a fatal blow. By 2016, Jaime and Cassie decided to take action, knowing that confronting Diddy was akin to entering an uneven fight. They understood he wasn't merely powerful, but was supported by a hidden yet formidable network within the entertainment industry. Nevertheless, their belief in justice and the painful memories they carried inspired them to strike decisively. Together, they released a shocking video showing Diddy viciously assaulting Cassie in a luxurious hotel corridor. The footage capturing Diddy's face twisted with fury as he brutally attacked Cassie, struck a heavy blow to the polished image he had meticulously maintained. Jaime testified in court, his voice quaking with the burden of those traumatic memories. They hoped the video would strip away Diddy's mask, revealing him not as a music mogul but as a brutal abuser, a true monster. Unfortunately, they had underestimated Diddy's power, or more accurately, the strength of the empire that supported him. In just half an hour after the video's debut, it disappeared from the web as if it had never been there. Instead of being a platform for justice, social media platforms became reluctant allies to Diddy's agenda. Posts were removed, accounts sharing the content were shut down, and supportive voices were silenced in a chilling manner. The lawsuit that Cassie courageously initiated, hoping to spark justice, was quashed with ruthless speed. Within 24 hours, the matter was resolved privately, enveloped in ambiguous terms and overwhelming financial pressure that forced Cassie to back down. In the courtroom, Jaime lowered his head, his voice turning into a bitter whisper. We came to understand that our battle was not just against Diddy alone. He had support. A vast network of influence loomed behind him, including corrupt officials accepting bribes, media outlets at his command, and top lawyers eager to distort the truth. We found ourselves as two regular individuals pitted against an enormous, unstoppable force. Even in the face of devastating obstacles, Jaime and Cassie remained relentless. Over the subsequent 7 years, they diligently gathered evidence, documenting human trafficking, drug and weapons smuggling, bribery to cover up crimes, fraudulent charities, and intricate money laundering schemes through shell companies. They operated quietly, fully aware that every action was fraught with danger. In court, as Jaime recounted their journey, he spoke not only with anger but with unyielding determination. We knew Diddy could purchase anything, he stated, looking intently at the jury, but we believe the truth, no matter how delicate, possesses its own strength. Every piece of evidence, every recording, every painful memory brought forth aimed to ensure that no one else would suffer as they had. Diddy might be powerful, but he wasn't invulnerable, and I'm here to demonstrate that. In 2023, after almost 2 decades shadowed by fear and rage, Jamie Foxx and Cassie Ventura decided to execute their final offensive against Sean Diddy Combs. They dedicated years to meticulously collecting evidence, every piece of documentation, hidden recordings, and vivid recollections of Diddy's wrongdoings, ranging from violent assaults to human trafficking and money laundering through fake charities. Jaime's heart burned with an unwavering desire for justice. He recognized that Diddy was not to be underestimated. As he testified in court, his gaze was unwavering, full of determination. Diddy possessed wealth, power, and a protective network surrounding him. Yet they believed the truth, however fragile, could ultimately topple him. With the carefulness of those navigating perilous ground, Jamie and Cassie readied themselves to reveal everything. A cache of evidence strong enough to expose not just Diddy, but the extensive criminal organization he led. What they didn't foresee was that Diddy had long been aware of their strategies. Like a skilled predator, he had silently monitored their every step, allowing them to think they were in control. In the darkness, Diddy watched with a sly grin, seeing their attempts. As a comical tragedy with an ending he had already planned, he let their confidence grow, allowing them to envision justice, only to spring a ruthless trap at the last moment, crushing their aspirations. I believed I was thorough. I secured every file, saved all my evidence in the cloud, and used state-of-the-art surveillance equipment. I thought I was always one step ahead of him, but I was mistaken. He was aware of everything. The night before the meeting to finalize their plan to unveil the evidence, Diddy and his goons showed up at Jaime's door, pretending to be partners eager to collaborate on a new music project. Jaime, having learned to scrutinize Diddy's every move, was ready for anything. Hidden beneath his shirt was a sophisticated gadget, a tiny concealed camera stitched into a button that could record sharp footage and upload it to the cloud in real time. When the door opened, the camera activated, capturing every moment. But before Jaime could respond, one of Diddy's men quickly covered his head with a black sack, while another struck him hard on the back of his neck with a baton. Jaime fell, darkness engulfing him. He was dragged to a deserted warehouse on the edge of the city, a place shrouded in darkness, smelling of mold and heavy with a sense of death. Inside, Diddy waited, his eyes sparkling with the chilling satisfaction of a hunter whose trap had sprung shut. He approached, each step resonating ominously. "You dared to betray me, Jamie," he hissed, his voice oozing disdain. "You and Cassie thought you could take me down." Diddy unleashed a relentless beating on Jaime, every strike aimed at breaking his spirit. "You think you can turn against me, Jaime? You and Cassie believe you can defeat me?" He spat, filled with venom. He brandished a pill, claiming it was neurotoxin X, an exquisite poison from his hidden lab capable of causing brain hemorrhages and strokes without leaving any evidence. "You'll be my first test case," Diddy taunted, his eyes glimmering with malice. His henchman forced Jaime's mouth open, and Diddy shoved the pill inside. A hidden camera recorded his chilling declaration. "Sleep tight, Jaime." Jaime collapsed, convulsing as the toxin coursed through him, raising his blood pressure and bursting cerebral vessels. Diddy and his crew left him in the warehouse, setting the scene with a shattered whiskey bottle nearby, creating a story that Jaime had drunkenly caused his own death. By sheer chance, a truck driver passing by noticed Jaime and called for help. Doctors at the hospital worked heroically, performing emergency surgery to relieve the pressure in his skull, saving him from death. However, Jaime fell into a deep coma, his fragile body connected to a hospital bed, while doctors initially blamed the event on a stress-induced stroke. The incident was brushed off as an ordinary robbery, leaving behind the jacket that contained the hidden camera in the storage facility. Luckily, the footage from the camera had been safely uploaded to the cloud. "You look fantastic. I have a query regarding the whole P. Diddy situation. The online gossip is quite outrageous. It would be great if you could clarify things for the fans. And God bless you. How are you doing, by the way? I'm feeling good and improving. So, are the rumors about the poisoning true or false? It sounds pretty wild, right? He seems intent on eliminating me. Once wasn't sufficient. When Diddy discovered Jaime had survived, he panicked. He sent an assassin to the hospital where Jaime was recuperating, administering another dose of neurotoxin X through his IV line, intending to make it appear like a complication from his prior stroke. However, Jaime, with his keen instincts, noticed something unusual about a suspicious nurse who lingered nearby. In a semi-conscious state, he pretended to be asleep, discreetly disconnecting the IV before the poison could enter his system and triggered the alarm. The assassin escaped and was captured on surveillance footage, but never mentioned Diddy's name, as he received orders through an intermediary. Once aware, Jaime connected the dots regarding the attack. Diddy's voice, the pill, and the overwhelming despair he felt in that warehouse. He reached out to Cassie, who was hiding from Diddy's unending chase. She provided incriminating evidence, including a recording of Diddy discussing neurotoxin X with a chemist and a list of shell companies linked to his operations. Jaime brought in private investigator Alex Carter, an expert in toxicology, and revealed the existence of the hidden camera. Carter tracked down Jaime's jacket from the warehouse and discovered the footage stored in the cloud, revealing grainy images of Diddy unmistakably discussing neurotoxin X and his intention to eliminate Jaime. By analyzing a sample of Jaime's hair, Carter found traces of the X metabolite confirming the poisoning. He also examined the hospital syringe and identified neurotoxin X, as well as fabric from the warehouse, detecting the unique scent of Diddy's signature cologne. A witness at the warehouse remembered seeing a black SUV resembling Diddy's, speeding away that night. Jaime recalled Diddy attempting to pitch a fake charity, which he turned down after noticing oddities in its financial statements. This was the trigger for Diddy to target him to safeguard his criminal empire. With the assistance of Cassie and Carter, Jaime traced the neurotoxin X lab back to a shell company owned by Diddy, strengthening the case for trial. Today, at this trial, Jamie Foxx stands confidently equipped with hidden camera footage, Cassie's, audio recordings, and a vast collection of documents that he and Cassie compiled over nearly 2 decades. This evidence not only implicates Diddy, but also reveals an extensive network of corruption protecting him, including bribed officials, fraudulent charities, and atrocious crimes such as human trafficking, drug smuggling, and money laundering. I'm here advocating for Cassie, the young women whose lives he destroyed, and for my grandmother whose life Diddy took. He is not a human being. He represents pure evil. In court, Diddy's lawyers rushed to undermine Jaime's testimony, labeling him as a fame-seeking liar out for revenge. Diddy maintained a stoic expression, but his cold stare seemed to pierce through Jaime, exuding intimidation. Nonetheless, the video evidence and incriminating documents outlining his illegal activities served as undeniable proof that couldn't be ignored. The public, already tired of Diddy amidst a flood of allegations, reacted passionately. On social media, hashtags like the Justice for Victims and the Diddy Exposed gained momentum, uniting millions in support of Jaime and Cassie. However, this narrative extends well beyond Diddy or Jaime. It compels us to tackle larger issues. What distinguishes power from abuse? When celebrities like Diddy use their fame to manipulate and hide criminal actions, what role do we, the audience, have in facing the consequences of these discoveries? Victims like Cassie, who endured in silence, might finally see a semblance of justice. Meanwhile, those who overlooked Diddy's offenses, whether from fear or self-interest, must now contend with public opinion. The repercussions of this case could rock Hollywood to its foundations, revealing the hidden darkness the entertainment industry has long obscured. Jaime's journey teaches us an important truth. No matter how painful, the truth is always worth pursuing. But can that truth possess enough power to dismantle an empire protected by wealth and influence? If justice falters, how can we safeguard future victims? As Jamie Foxx left the witness stand, tears continued to flow down his cheeks, but a glimmer of hope sparkled in his eyes. His struggle was for himself, for Cassie, for all the countless unnamed victims, and for a Hollywood that could strive to be more just and equitable. Yet this tale is far from finished. The powerful web-shielding Diddy still exists, with deeper secrets buried beneath the surface, waiting to be revealed. Will justice truly win out in this situation? Can survivors like Jaime and Cassie step out of the shadows and reclaim their brightness? To keep uncovering the truth and stay informed on the latest developments in this monumental trial, don't forget to subscribe and enable notifications for our channel. Your support inspires us to create thorough investigative content that highlights Hollywood's darkest aspects. In our upcoming video, we'll share details about other prominent figures who may be linked to Diddy's network. You definitely won't want to miss it. Share your thoughts in the comments below regarding who you believe might next rise against Diddy and what measures we can take to protect future victims.